Meetings or the peace of the council, nor disturb any member while speaking or refuse to obey the orders of the council or its presiding officer. Any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, or who shall become boisterous or disruptive during the council meeting shall be forthwith barred from further presentation to the council by the presiding officer, unless permission to continue be granted by the presiding officer or a majority vote of the council. The Alberton Town Council reserves the right to amend these rules of procedure as deemed necessary. Now, this is going to be our first meeting where we are recording it live, and so when you do stand up to announce your name and who you are, please speak loud and clear so that we can hear, and then just make sure that we're having it direct to the council and not having conversations amongst each other, and let's have a productive meeting. So let's go ahead and start with the reading and approval of minutes.
I'm Nancy Holm, the clerk. Last council meeting was September 17th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Council present was Mayor Anna Leduc. Council members are Sharon Briggs, Betsy Hugelman, and Kyle Sorrentioni. Mayor Leduc read the council rules of conduct. The minutes from August 5th meeting were read by the clerk, Nancy Tome. Public comment was made by Lorene Felstedt wanting to correct the minutes regarding a response to her question she asked last meeting to say that former Chief Calhoun said they would not be used. Kyle motioned to approve the minutes with the addition of Lorene Felstedt's comments. Becky second, all approved. Claims were discussed in the amount of $38,083.57. Motion to approve the claims were made by Kyle. Betsy seconded them, all approved. Water and sewer, Charlie Jenkins was not present and his report was read by the clerk. His report stated that a few different sized meters had to be ordered, but that 93% have been installed. Still working out the kinks of getting the new meter system running, but should be fully operational by October. Broken sprinkler by the gazebo is fixed. We are looking to sketch a map of the sprinkler system, perhaps next spring. We are gearing up for winter, mowing the lagoons, servicing machines, and getting plows ready. Troy looked into tires for the skid steer. Approval of the Tire-Rama invoice for tires for the skid steer was approved for $848, approved by Betsy, Kyle second, and all approved. And there's no public comment. Water project, Paul Montgomery was not present and his report was read by the clerk. He said, I have not received RLC's pay app number 7, which is critical to determine affordability of the remaining project items. I've been pestering them for a month and will continue to do so in order to ensure the final project expenditures are within the existing project budget. As of funding package number 18, there is $124,958.91 remaining in the AMCE contract to get to the finish line. We currently have approximately $74,000 in unbilled engineering services. All distribution piping service complete. There were no problems noted at the Montana Department of Commerce compliance visit to Alberton on 9/16. And there was no public comment. County attorney was not in attendance. The sheriff, Sergeant Allard, said 85.5 hours with 97 total calls. There is an open deputy position. They can apply at the Mineral County Clerk and Recorder's Office. And there's no public comment. Old business, local government review volunteers are still needed. Resolution 346 to adopt the Bear Aware Management Plan was read aloud by Mayor Leduc, approved by Kyle, Sharon second, and all approved. No public comment. New business. Amy Parks was present to present a resolution for the town to adopt a hazard mitigation plan for Western Montana region, which covers potential hazard impacts to the town and how to manage them. The resolution was read by Mayor Leduc. Motion to approve was made by Kyle. Betsy second, all approved. Public comment, Christopher Cuneo commented about how the costs of living in a floodplain have gone up. A brief discussion ensued about floodplains. Peak, promoting excellent in Alberton area kids. Aaron Kelly and Samantha Balk passed around a flyer for their upcoming plans for the holiday season. They received a grant from the Mental Health Association. They are looking for volunteers for the events and classes. Mayor LeDuc offered to volunteer at some of these events and the upcoming event at the Browald Orchard. No public comment. Clerk notes, the upcoming election will be a standard vote in person or absentee ballot situation. Voting will be held on November 4th at St. Albert's Catholic Church from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. John Squire II will be listed on the ballot, and he can receive votes, but due to the fact that he no longer resides in Alberton town limits, he will not qualify by law to become an Alberton council member. Updates were also given on the status of the water billing process regarding delays due to software issues. Emergency repair invoice was submitted for significant water intrusion into the office basement. Pictures provided to council. Invoice was for $700, but could end up being a bit higher once the repair has started. Motion to approve the invoice was approved by Kyle. Sharon second, all approved. Public comment, Bob Summerfield with Bear Smart Alberton. Grant funding has been received and the group used some of that money to hire Dr. Jennifer Fortin Norius as a part-time assistant. Bob also introduced a new volunteer, Avery Jones, who is a UM grad in environmental sciences. James Junkel from U.S. Fish and Parks says that local bear activity is very quiet, but this season is not over yet. Samantha Ball commented that they have seen mountain lions on a neighbor's camera. The motion to adjourn was made by Kyle. Betsy second, all approved. Meeting was adjourned at 7:59 p.m.
Do I have any public comment on those minutes as read? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as read?
First,
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's move on to the claims in the amount of $84,280.11. Has everybody had a chance to look over the claims?
yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the claims?
I'll make a motion.
You get the second?
All in favor?
Should that not be on the claims?
Marion, did you?
Aye.
Okay. Alright, all are in favor. Alright, let's move on to maintenance updates. Marvin, do you have any updates for us maintenance wise?
Not really, I'm just getting ready for winter. I've been thinking about raking some leaves, but I probably won't get to it this year. I don't like raking. Anyhow, no, just we're shutting down sprinklers later on this week or maybe the beginning of next week. And just getting things buttoned up, shut off water here and there and taking out air conditioners. And just getting ready for the cold weather.
Alright,
And that's about it.
alright. Well, thanks for that update, Marvin. Let's move on to water and sewer updates with Charlie.
Okay, Charlie, water and sewer. I feel like a lot of what was read from the previous meeting is kind of what I have. The water meters were installed and they all seem to be functioning correctly except for one, which I have yet to have the time to address. It seems to be spinning backwards, and it was installed in-house. We can get that fixed. The altitude valve up at the tank, I had some issues with that. Basically, it's been running in the full open position all summer, and as fall comes, it needs to start shutting down, and it was not shutting down. I tore it apart and tinkered with it for the majority of a day, and finally got it to operate, which is good. And there is a couple more things up there I need to fix in terms of old plumbing at the tank, and once you tear into it, more issues ensue. There's an electrical overload that went out on one of the blowers at the lagoon. That particular unit was not, we can't buy a new one. However, the electrician found one on eBay and went ahead and ordered it, and so for now, I feel like that's a good thing, but when he comes to install it, I need to talk to him about like, what does the future look like and what happens if the other one goes out? I mean, if it's into buying relics, what do we need to do on that? But it's yet to come in. So we're running on the other blower and everything seems to be all well on that. We did get the new tires for the skid steer and got them put on, and that's looking cool. We have 2 old hydrants that were removed during the construction, and so I don't know if we want to bring up kind of what we wanted to do with those. I think that there is enough interest with people, and so if we need to do an auction or something. One of them doesn't have a breakaway, so we'll probably need to take the demo saw and cut it down to like a manageable length because it's a 6 or 7 foot solid piece of pipe, and so we could definitely whap it like basically for yard ornaments is what they are. There was one newer hydrant that was removed that I believe can be refurbished. I don't remember the date on it, but it's I think it's a Mueller, and you can buy like a rebuild kit for those. And there's one over here in the park that needs to be either exchanged or gone away with. And then there's one on 3rd Street that is very old as well that we either need to, same thing, either get a new one, or I think that this one can be refurbished. And there's another one at the well house that's been there since I started that I'm not fully sure what's going on with it, but I believe that we can buy a rebuild kit for that one as well. And then these last 2 days, I got a call on Sunday for sewer backing up at the trailer court on the east side of town. So I've been there the last 2 days, and it's more or less, it's the service line that runs through that situation. But because we had RLC come in and put a meter pit in, then there was a leaking spot right there in the yard where they had to track the excavator across, and we dug it up today, and basically what I think there was an old leak, and or the pipe was already broken because of the massive roots that had accumulated around it. But then the bell end was also broken and seemingly newer break, and so we went ahead and cut that apart and got that fixed today. And then we did make a fix out here on the sprinkler out by the gazebo. That I feel like it was like a month ago, but that's been fixed, and we'll do like a whole sprinkler look at with RC in the spring. I talked to him, and it was kind of like there seems to be a couple spots that are maybe not getting sprinkled, or if we need to add things, and then try to see what he has in terms of maps and get that whole thing like established on what we got and where it's at. That's all I have that's not really pertaining to the water project, but I figured I'd leave it at that.
Thanks for all those updates. Alright. Does council have any questions for him?
No?
Well, let's move on next to water project updates with Paul.
Thank you, Mayor. It's Paul Montgomery with Anderson Montgomery Consulting Engineers. First, I wanted to ask Charlie a question. When we talk about sewer a little bit, are you still having any compliance wobbles as far as permit compliance?
In terms of the lagoons?
Yeah, discharge permit.
Not currently.
Okay.
The summer season, it's definitely when the lagoons perform the best. So, I mean, our numbers are fabulous currently. So.
Okay. Well, we'll stick a pin in that.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna probably not be here too many more meetings, because we're wrapping up the project. But maybe there's hope for a sewer project in the future, so. So wrapping up the water project, we received RLC's latest pay application, number 7. We will be getting one more pay application from them to wrap up the project and pay them their retainage and so on after things do get wrapped up from a construction standpoint. Once I got their pay app number 7, I was able to kind of look at the budget, see where we're at. This was a big question in my mind because I didn't have a good understanding of some of their quantity overruns. You know, like they cut down more trees than we had in the bid. They installed more 12-inch pipe than we had in the bid, so on and so forth. So once the dust settles on the construction project, we'll do one more change order and reconcile all those quantities. But now I have a very accurate understanding of where we are from a budget standpoint. So this project was funded with 8 different funding sources. We'll go through these one at a time. I'll tell you how much they were, how much is remaining, and then a summary of how much funds, or how much we have in the way of funds to finish the project out. The ARPA Local Fiscal Recovery Funds was a $114,000 grant. There's $29,761 left in those funds. And remember, those are funds that were paid to the town back in 21 and 22. So they're already in your bank account. So these are funds that hopefully have been earmarked to pay the project out. And those funds are to pay for grant administration. But what happens towards the end of a project is we start moving line items. If we have more in one line item than we need, we can move that down and cover construction costs, for example. So the ARPA minimum allocation grant was a $209,541 grant, and there's $14,000 and change left in that to cover remaining construction. The ARPA competitive grant, which is the $1.41 million grant, has $141,803 remaining for construction inspection and construction. The MSEP grant, formerly the Treasure State grant, $750,000 has been completely expended. The DNRC Renewable Resource Grant for $125,000 has been completely expended. The SRFA loan, which is all forgiven, remember it's just like a grant, that $894,000 has $29,727 in it remaining for construction and contingency. The SRFB, which is the actual loan for the project, which is the loan that the town will be paying back, it's a $298,000 loan, has $2,500 remaining for construction. So we'll draw that down to 0 too. And then the Alberton local contribution, which was designated by one of your resolutions back in 2020, I think. You were going to come up with $138,157. That was in the project budget. The resolution was for actually $150,000, but we only need $138,157. Has $135,784 remaining for construction and contingency. So all told, remaining funds, including the local share, $353,685. So that's what we have to work with. As of our most recent invoice, we have $65,212 remaining in our contract to finish out with construction management, grant administration, project closeout. We have to do an O&M manual. I do a project manual with all the photographs, all of our inspection reports, all the testing, so on and so forth. So Charlie has that. So if he and we do as-built drawings too. So if Charlie has a question about what was installed at 2nd Street, on this particular station, he can look at the photographs, figure out exactly what was installed. So I think that's going to be really helpful. So that's our contract. With the original construction project, change orders 1 through 3 and pending change order number 4, which will reconcile all the unit quantities, total construction project is $3,065,356. Yeah, so the total change order amount is $209,518. or approximately 7.34% of the original project bid. We usually like to keep these numbers 5% and below, so we kind of went a little bit over in our change orders, but given the things that we encountered underground with unmarked water lines, utilities, the sewer line that we had to move, two sewer lines that we had to move, and a number of other things, a couple of buried tanks. It was not unexpected that we went over. So we did the best we could. I will have change order number 4 for $51,404 ready for the town to sign later this week. And again, this change order reconciles all the bidded quantities with the final in-place quantities. And I'll have, with the change order, I'll have all the original bidded quantities as well as the final quantities for comparison. You can see, I'll show all of my math work for you. RLC's final pay application will be for approximately $202,101. And if we bill to our contract ceiling, the total remaining project expenditures will be $267,313.73. We have enough money available to cover the expected expenditures to close the project out with some margin, okay? Difference between those two numbers, $86,371. So when we were talking a couple of town council meetings ago, we're talking about RLC bringing in road mix and dumping it where Charlie could spread and compact it for some of the roads that were disturbed. I think the roads actually run up in pretty good condition without this additional gravel. But RLC can bring gravel in for $41 a cubic yard. So if with the remaining project funds, you could buy over 2,000 cubic yards of this material. Did you have an estimate for how much you might need?
I did when we were first talking about it months ago.
I mean, my quick math indicates 2,000 would be way more than you need.
Yeah.
But just to give you a comparison, that's how much you could afford if you want to expend the rest of the project funds. So that's where we're at as far as the construction and engineering contracts. To summarize here, all the project elements are largely completed with the exception of a few of the larger meters that are on order, and RLC's plumber is going to come and install those. Substantial completion was granted on the 26th of September. The construction time would have run out on the 29th. So they got in barely in the nick of time. So everything kind of went according to plan there. And we are currently preparing closeout reports for the MSEP grant, the ARPA grants, the SRF loan and grant, and the DNRC grant, which will allow the town to draw the rest of those grants down to zero. They retain some until we submit those closeout reports. We're doing that right now, and it'll be submitted with the final pay package. And that's it.
Thanks for all those updates. Does anybody have?
I do, clerk. I inadvertently did not put in RLC's pay app request for payment on accident because I am not intending to pay them right away, but we do need to approve it so we can write the check, but I did not bring it. So I don't know if I can get that. Maybe we can do that remotely or something. I can submit it through an email quorum and approve that. I don't have it today, but that way we can sign the check, approve the check ahead of time, and when all the funds do hit the account, we can send it to them. That's just my thoughts on that.
And I don't remember how much it was.
Yeah, and it's over at the office.
Okay.
I can submit it remotely, and we can do an email, just an email quorum approval on that, if that's doable or not, or we can submit it for the next meeting.
Do you have any of the uniform draw requests in here?
No, there are no.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Are they fine waiting till the next meeting, or?
We had some delays in some previous payments. They get kind of anxious to get paid.
Okay.
Well, and the delays are a lot of times are because I also am waiting for funds to come in.
Yeah.
And I don't wanna pay out a large amount of money until we know we have the funds coming in,
Yeah,
so.
theoretically, all the grants and loans are reimbursements. So the expenditure has to be made, and then the funding agencies typically pay. But we have done what's called a letter of reconciliation previously that kind of asks for forgiveness, pay us the money so we can pay our contractors. But I would do everything you can to pay as quickly as you can when you've got money in the bank. That's always, I mean, it's,
Yeah, because it's
You know, it's just in good faith.
It's just a claim check that needs to be approved by council, so.
Correct,
Okay.
so, yeah, I don't know how you guys wanna handle that. What you wanna do,
if I remember right, it's like $939,000, something like that.
it's very large, so which is why we're waiting, we don't even have the money to cover that large of a check. I mean, in general, so we have to wait until the money comes into the account to even send that out.
Okay.
So, and how long, do you have any idea how long the funding might take with everything that's going on?
They send it to you, I don't, I'm not involved in this.
That's true.
I mean,
Jessica
A lot of it's direct deposit, but if that process could be pre-approved, and so when the money does hit, Nancy has authority to issue them the check, that would be, very important to your contractor.
Can we do it on Monday? Can we schedule it for Monday? If that's doable, and then if there's anybody else that wants to pop in just to approve the check.
I won't be in town Monday, but I mean, if you guys can.
Oh, I thought you were doing the meeting.
I'll be coming back Monday.
Oh, it's a holiday anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. So, I mean,
What does council think?
I could run over and grab
Need
it.
some kind of a special meeting or something, that's fine, I'll come over.
Yeah, we can do
I
something.
mean,
Or I could run over and grab it and do a delay for a second.
Whatever gets it done as fast as possible,
Well,
yeah,
that's what I think.
I can run over and grab it too.
Well, yeah, you don't need to be here, so, because you're not recording the minutes. on
Still
paper
doing
anymore.
both,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ready to go.
We're still doing both.
Oh,
Yeah, but it just, yeah. 5 minutes.
yeah, I mean, if you wanna run.
I can run over really
and grab
fast. It'd
it,
probably be the easiest than
yeah,
doing a whole
go
meeting.
around.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Do you wanna do that? And then we
Do
can
have
pick
a
up?
5-minute break?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go ahead and have a 5-minute break and adjourn for 5 minutes.
okay, time starts right now.
7:31.
Okay.
We're up at 7:29.
That's the partial pay app.
Okay. So, and then this is what we're waiting to approve, right?
Yeah,
So it's this right here. Okay,
916,000.
wait, you guys pass it around.
And then there's a 1%
Yeah.
gross receipts on top
Yeah.
of that. Goes
So
to the
some-
Department of Revenue.
Yeah, and that's listed on there. The contractor gets the 916,000, and we pay the state.
Do I have any questions or public comment for, Paul from the old council's looking this over? Or about pay package? Do I have a motion to approve that claim check to be done as soon as we get the funding?
Oh, first?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Paul, by the way, I think 70%'s
Funding
awesome.
to get that check in, we can get
That's a
that
win.
Yeah,
sent.
So much stuff went on.
Alright, so if that's everything from Paul, nobody has any questions so let's move on to our quarterly reports. We have the sheriff's department first.
Would it be okay if I excused myself?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Paul.
Thank you.
Oh, I get one.
Sure.
Whoops.
All right, good evening.
Take the shoe off.
I think I've met most of y'all. Deputy Augustine, I'm the newest guy here. I live in town, at least for now, so a lot of times it's after hours when the guy comes by, so it's easy for me to get here. So we had a total of 82.25 hours for the month, so we did pretty well. Crime has dropped significantly since the summertime, as expected for the whole county. Alberton's no exception. So the majority of our hours were traffic enforcement and patrol. We did have a pretty interesting one over the weekend. Last weekend, the MHP was able to assist and get a guy on a DUI and some dangerous drugs in town. So that was a good win that I wanted to highlight. And so we had a total of 70 calls for the month. I believe the Mets at 96 last month, so definitely going down. So the deputy vacancy, we're doing interviews next week. So hopefully we'll have somebody on in the near future. And lastly, Chair Funk sends his regards. He's coaching soccer right now, so he couldn't make it. For any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Yeah, thanks for giving us that update.
Absolutely.
Alright, let's move on. I don't see fire department, but I do see Andy with the county planner. Do you have anything for us, Andy?
Yeah, just one item. So I had a pre-app meeting for a 4-lot subdivision, Parkway, it's Track B of Wales Minor subdivision, which is out there next to the lagoons. The applicant was looking for so part of that meeting, here's some items you need to start taking care of beforehand. And one of those items was a will serve letter for sewer and water. And it sounds like there was maybe some confusion about that, and so I just was here to answer any questions. It's a pretty typical thing. You guys are, you have adequate, your sewer and water is adequate to serve it would be provided, so just a letter from the town stating that. I didn't know if there was any questions.
Nancy, did you have any questions about that? Since you're the
Yeah, the will serve letter that you sent an email about is the first I've heard of it. He has not contacted us regarding any of this.
Okay.
So, honestly, the communication hasn't been very good from him. And so we don't know what he wants. He
Okay.
hasn't, I mean, he comes in and then he's a little brief in some of his descriptions, or, the once or twice that he came in. And then, he came in with some papers, but then he left with them and I don't even know what they all were. So he's not, we're willing to talk to him, he just hasn't come in and requested a will, that's the first I've heard it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're willing to work with him, but we need to hear what he wants. That's where we are on that, that's where I am on that, so that's my experience.
Was there anything else?
That's all I got.
Does anybody have any questions for Andy while he's here?
I just had a question just about the city sewer having the capacity to do it.
Do you wanna
Because
state your name?
we
Rosie?
have, yeah, my name's Rosie Zimmerman. I live down there on Parkway, and I just, from personal experience, the sewer capacity issues affects people at that end of Parkway Drive. And, adding multiple houses and stuff like that, could really tax the system and cause problems to not only my house, but other new houses being built down there. So I'm just concerned about the sewer capacity being able to handle this.
Okay.
And yeah, I've got no idea about the capacity.
Okay. I wasn't sure how much you were aware of, or, where we're at with that.
There's a gravity issue.
And is there specifics specific information that, from him, that we also need is probably like, how many hookups does he need? Is he doing 4 hookups to the sewer system for 4 units? Is that his plan? Because we don't know.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
Clerk
it's
Nancy.
4 connections. I think it's 3 duplexes and 1 residence.
That's a lot of connections.
What's the zoning down there?
I don't think
Isn't that
it's
single
zoned that
family
much.
zoning? Isn't that single family zoning?
Yes, that's single family dwelling units.
Yeah, I understood it was single family dwelling.
Yeah, and again, I don't have the details, like I don't review the zoning at this
Yeah.
point. It was,
You're just letting us know
yeah,
about the
yeah,
will serve?
is there 4?
Okay.
Yeah, is there 4 connections to
Gotcha.
the sewer and water?
Yeah, I would definitely suggest for him to just come and like thoroughly go over it with Nancy to,
And
Yeah.
And Charlie, I think too, since it's a water and sewer issue, sewer issue.
Super.
Well, it's not, that is a zoning issue too.
Yeah,
We
you know,
can-
obviously, like, it gets reviewed for zoning, like, it doesn't go any further if it's not, if
Yeah.
zoning's not allowed unless there's like a zoning amendment or something like that. It's just point, it's just, yeah, is there capacity?
I think have him set up a meeting with me and Charlie, and then we can at least just start the conversation and see what he wants to do and what he needs, and then we'll submit it to everybody and see if that works. I mean, if that follows into the rules of the zoning and everything else. That's where I'm at. Clerk Nancy.
well, thanks for coming and updating us with that, Andy. Does anybody else have any questions? Alright. We don't have county attorney here, we'll move on to old business, it's just that we still need government review volunteers. That
Still nothing?
announcement, Still nothing.
No. I actually got an interesting call this past week from Clerk Nancy again. I had an interesting call from Public Broadcast Service reporter who was writing a story about this particular project throughout the state. And he was talking, he wanted to contact towns that approved it that he hadn't been to yet. So he called, and so he was asking, like, you know, how successful is it? What's going on? And I said, actually, we haven't had anyone volunteer for it. And he's like, and the shocking thing was, he said, you're not the only town. I was like, wow. I mean, I had no idea.
No, when I went to the executive forum, a lot of us mayors that were voted for that, there's no volunteers.
Yeah, so I was surprised. So anyway, he was, you know, he asked a bunch of questions about it, like why, and why do you think? And I was like, I really don't know. I think it's just maybe a lack of people who want to volunteer. And he said, do you think it's possible that it was people that are just okay with the way things are run and don't feel that enough that it needs to change? I was like, I never thought of that, but that's an option too. So anyway, that's just it was an interesting event related to that.
Huh. Alright. Well, thanks for that update with the government review. Alright, let's move on to new business. We have the Acker zoning permit request for approval first. Josh, you wanna update us with your application?
I'm Josh Acker, and we own a lot that's behind what used to be the Catholic school, so I was looking to build a duplex on there. We've got Andy just said the word, the agreement to serve with water and sewer, and submitted plans, so I guess that's really all I've got. I think it's just a matter of approval from the council.
And so when I was just reading this, it was saying that law is only for single family on here.
Yeah, duplex counts as single family. Because each unit's a single family.
Does council have any questions for Josh or any comments on that?
Well, in this letter that or the town wrote this letter to Andy Short in June of 21, approving a family transfer, blah, 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 blah. Says the property is currently zoned for general commercial and meets minimum lot size for permitted uses. The family transfer would result in 2 smaller lots that would only meet single-family area requirements. Tract 2, and the area requirements for single-family and 2-family units for tract 1. So that must mean he wants to put a duplex on tract 1.
No, track 1 it's track 2 that he wants to put the duplex on, correct, Josh?
I'm not sure, I gotta review the map, I haven't seen it in a long time.
So, track 1 is where the cafe actually is, track 2 is behind the cafe.
Okay.
Yeah, so track 2 is where we put the duplex, yeah.
So does the project meet all the setback requirements that the town requires?
Does that have the setback?
Laura submitted a drawing with the setbacks all on it, we go along around the setbacks that are required. The building we proposed fits easily within those. There's also an easement on the back end of the lot where the sewer goes through, and we've accommodated for that easement as well.
Well, it says right here, single family and 2-family uses are both allowed in GC zoning, so.
See, this is all like your dimensions, but I don't see any of the setback. Oh, this is the original letter from the family transfer. So this is the cafe and this are the lot that they want to build it on.
Josh, have you already installed the water and sewer lines to that property?
No, I know the sewer's easy, the water, I think it's in front of the cafe. Charlie knows where it's at, but it's probably gonna have to come off of that, because there's not a water main down 3rd Street, which I thought there was, until recently.
Is that doable, Charlie?
There is no water main on 3rd Street, for sure, so we have water on Parkway, we have water on Railroad, and so, I don't know, and 3rd Street is paved. Kind of the 3 things that's, in terms of water, sewer is very easy, there's sewer in the easement behind, and then there's also sewer on that side of the road on 3rd Street. Sewer is no problem at all. And then, yeah, water, I think in terms of getting like property pins on Justin Smith's property, which the old cafe, I don't know how much there is off the tar, if we could get away with not having to repave, or...
And there is a survey that we had done when we did the transfer, so should be with 5 pins from that
Okay,
pretty easily.
sure. yeah, I mean,
And
it's,
there's a piece that's not tarred there coming from, railroad. It's like a parking area, it's like public. I don't know if you come under that potentially or not.
right, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely, we've kind of learned our lesson a bit on running water lines through other people's properties. That's come up this last half a year, a couple times, and we're trying not to do that anymore.
No, I think there's a pretty big strip that's not tarred.
Right.
That's part of the road easement though.
Right.
That would be in the easement then for the town.
That's not just, that's just a survey. Yeah, I don't see no setback dimensions on any of this. She has like the width, the height, all that, but there's no
How wide,
setback.
does it say how wide the lot is and how wide the building is?
Oh yeah, I don't know back here, it has 100 feet or 87 feet.
Well, the building super easily fits in there with more than the setbacks needed
Okay.
all around it.
Yeah, it says the building is 48 feet by 58 feet, and the lot is 87 feet by 100 feet, so
Got tons of room and,
looks like
we'll definitely meet the setbacks when we place it.
The only thing that got me was that lot was for one single family dwelling, and then the other one was two family dwellings. I thought a duplex counted as two family dwellings, so I think a variance has to be done for that part. Other than that, I'm not opposed to it at all.
Does it duplex count as,
No.
it's a single?
It's not a single
Yes.
family, it's a two.
Can I read it? My name is Shannon Cuddio. Montana Code annotated 76-2-304 is, quote, "Single-family residence is defined as a building designed for residential occupancy of no more than one family."
And I mean, in this letter, letter here states like, it's not like totally against it, you just have to fill out variance to have it approved by council. If you read this down here, this last one here. It says the family transfer would result in two smaller lots that would only meet the single-family area requirement for tract 2 and the area requirements for single-family and two-family units for tract 1. All other uses would require a variance. Both single-family and two-family uses are both allowed in GC zoning. So.
Which means there won't be any problems.
No, I mean, I don't, as long as there's a variance done.
Does it need that?
So I need to request a variance, I guess that's, if I need to do that, I can do that, it's not a big deal. Just puts it to next month probably, right, before we leave.
Yeah. Which it's getting kind of cold, I mean. Trying to look at the way the wording is.
So you just gotta fill out a paper presented to us for a variance.
I thought that it qualified for what it was zoned for there, so. But I don't wanna get, don't wanna appear like I'm making an argument with you, I'm fine with it if I need to do a variance, I guess.
And if anything, we could probably, because I know it's like getting cold, or you know, like the weather's
That's
gonna
right, kind of pinched on time to
be.
get
Maybe we
started.
could do like a special meeting if council's
No.
not close to that, or.
If you read it, it says the property is currently zoned for GC, general commercial.
That
Which
was before
would
the
be-
transfer,
Before it was split,
before it was split.
It's not currently then, now it's,
After the family transfer, when it was subdivided, it was, turned two smaller lots that only meet single-family area requirements for tract.
okay, because I was certain that we made sure we covered that we couldn't do a duplex on it when we did the split.
So tract one, you can have a duplex, it shows here you can have a duplex, but tract two, you cannot, it's a single family. Tract one has two family.
Okay, so I guess I'll just do the variance request, come in to the office and take care of that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Alright. Let's move on to, first a raise for, a $3 raise for Nancy, she's been working hard. And then should we just do one at a time, probably? Go over one at a time? And then, Marvin, with this being a town employee thing, and you're a town employee, you're exempt from.
Okay.
I have a question about it.
Yes.
Since Marvin, it says here he makes 19 something an hour, and Troy makes $19 an hour. And they have for years. I think I have an issue with a raise of $3 for Nancy, since she's only been an employee a short time.
A year.
That's my opinion.
I just know she does quite a bit for this
Yeah.
town.
And
Does a lot more than.
in the employee handbook here, it says that the town clerk is supposed to be paid salary. And it's supposed to be what'd you say, a resolution annually in order to get a raise for her.
Okay.
And it's in the handbook, so.
I just have it. Can I see one? So have we always, because I don't think Diane was salaried,
Yeah, she was.
was she?
Leslie wasn't.
Leslie wasn't.
Tina wasn't.
like as far as I've been around, it was always an hourly position,
Mm-hmm.
that I was aware of.
I think that's what, when we made the job posting, that's what council approved it as, was an hourly position.
Well, council didn't approve this
He's
hiring.
not, he can't comment.
You did it on your own.
Yeah, I approved the hiring, the council approved the amount.
Oh.
Yeah.
I must not have been here
The
that
wage?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what we did on that.
do we need to have a special meeting to address this?
Possibly.
We should probably do that.
Yeah. That would be. And we can look into this more and then have a special meeting. Postpone, Nancy, sorry.
No problem.
So,
Then that applies to him too.
what's that?
Would that, the same thing, is that the same thing for Charlie then too?
The water wastewater position, is there
There's nothing in there.
nothing about a salary?
No.
Alright, so then let's move on, so I have met with Charlie and talked with Charlie about moving him up to like department head to where he's overseeing everybody except for Nancy, she's town clerk at the office, and that way he can report to me, and he's there all the time, he's doing everything as it is, and and then he can go and get training to be a department head as well, or manager, department manager,
Yeah, that's great.
along with the $3 raise.
So that would make him at, Sharon. That would make him at 23,
No, 26 and a half.
26? Oh, okay. I think it should be higher.
That's what I think.
You should, but I'm not allowed to.
I think our budgeted.
Right, it's all budgeted, but. That's
Does
just
he
a
get
feeling.
it? Excuse me, does he get an annual raise?
Mhm.
Like COLA?
All the
Yeah.
employees get the COLA raise.
Okay.
I mean,
Does it have to be the $3?
if you, like, are you saying more, or?
Yeah.
I mean, if we wanted to amend the budget,
We budgeted for 3 through, so we'd have to go through all those
so we'd
steps.
have to go through and amend the budget if we wanted to do more.
Would be fair, Charlie.
We add that into the special meeting.
And have council time to think and then just do a special meeting about everybody's raise and stuff.
Do you have
Like,
some kind
you
of,
cannot be making comments and stuff,
Yeah,
it's a
all
conflict of
meetings,
interest.
all meetings.
having some kind of like written up contract thing that we can actually like look at, like this is what the wages is and then what it's going to and what his new job description is and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. I
Kind
like
of
it.
vague.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, so like what, for like the department head job description?
Yeah, cause then we don't
and
have,
stuff, and
you know, in the future, if we have to look back, like,
those
we all,
responsibilities,
yeah.
duties,
we all know what we voted on instead of the.
yeah, no, yeah. So after, when do you guys want to do this special meeting?
We'll just do it next week.
Are you saying like next Tuesday or the 14th or the 15th? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday work better?
Tuesday would be better.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we just do 7 o'clock? I work till 6:30, so.
Oh, how's it going? 7 o'clock, Tuesday.
Okay. Does that work for you, Nancy and Charlie?
Yep.
Charlie, being that there is going to be a special meeting, is there any possibility for throwing in the variance for
For
after?
Josh?
Yeah.
Yes, Andy.
Hey, when you guys are done, I wanna revisit Josh's zoning compliance. I just looked up the zoning for Alberton. I'll go over it with you guys real quick.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we got the meeting for 7 PM. Do we have anything else on this subject? Or we're just moving it to next week at 7
Yeah,
PM?
let's just do that,
Yeah.
and press forward.
Alright, well, then that was all for new business. Andy, do you wanna revisit that then?
Sure. So I believe that's zone general commercial. And when he did the family transfer, it essentially made the lot smaller than was allowed for general commercial. It's still general commercial. And in general commercial, it says that any use allowed in R1 is allowed in commercial. So,
So even with this letter from the Mineral County Environmental Health and Planning?
yeah, so
Let's see, so,
Look,
I just wanna make sure I follow everything by the book. That's-
yeah, no, and I'm not trying to go off your words, you guys deliberate, I just looked up it's stuck in my mind that duplexes are allowed in R1. So it's general commercial, anything that's allowed in general commercial is allowed, or anything that was in R1 is allowed in general commercial. And then general commercial allows for 2 family dwellings in R1. So a duplex, the lot's too small for general commercial now, to meet the setbacks, but it's large enough for residential, and in R1, two dwelling units are allowed.
So it doesn't need a variance from?
Just the way I was reading this,
That was my understanding when we did it. I don't have the, so I pulled it up.
I mean,
But
Cool.
yeah.
I was looking at that too, where,
I mean, do we wanna
Next
circle back
subject.
then to the zoning permit?
yeah, we do that.
We don't, I mean,
I don't think he needs a zoning,
variance, yeah,
variance. Yeah,
yeah, I feel like.
what I was trying to say earlier, I make a motion that
Well, before we can make any motions, we have to open it up for public comment. Do I have any public comment for the zoning permit? Alright, well,
A motion to approve it.
Marvin?
I'll second it.
I was like, Marvin's trying to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, so,
Build your duplex.
we build a duplex.
thank you.
Alright. Let's move on to clerk notes.
I don't have anything, nothing.
Nothing? Alright, well then let's move on to public comment. Yes.
Kim Garding, I represent senior citizens, but I represent the library by proxy because I am the one that removed the book from the library, and I thought since the ordinances were being gone through, that it would be easy to do 2 as 1. And I don't know if that was a year ago or whatever, and I was told that we would get on it. So I need that book back because I lent it, or I gave it without permission. Whether updated or not, I don't operate that way. I can't give something and not get it back. I need that book back. It can be left on the steps or it can be brought over here.
Okay,
I can't go get it, but, leave it on the steps, I can get it.
we can bring it over here.
Thank you.
Alright. Do I have any other public comment? Yes, Lorraine.
Lorraine Hostet, I am a member of the Bear Smart Alberton group, and at our last meeting, it was asked if it's possible to be put in the agenda each time for a report, or what is the process to be included for a regular report.
I don't recall the regular report, but. What's that? No, you can finish.
The quarterly reports people?
It wouldn't be
wanna
a
in there,
quarterly
or-
report, it would be a monthly report most likely.
Well, yeah, but we put it like, so the sheriff comes and gives us a monthly report, but we put it in the quarterly report. We'll definitely look into seeing how we can put it on there.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm the new guy over at Northwest Indian Bible School, Seth Troyer. My address is Alberton while I don't live in town limits. It's a privilege to be part of the council tonight. Thank you, Mayor. And just want to say I look forward to working with the community, open to ideas of how our school, Northwest Indian Bible School, can perhaps collaborate with the community and be a little more present. So again, Seth Troyer is my name. I look forward to meeting you. I also am accompanied by our new pastor over there as well, of the Alberton Wesleyan Methodist Church. So it's a joy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for introducing yourself. Thank you. All right, do I have any other public comment? Yes.
Hi there, my name is Pam Smith. Me and my wife have purchased a lot behind the bookstore. It is lot 14 and 15, block 5, the original town site. Basically, I want to, this is my very first meeting. We're trying to get everything going so if we can build a house up there and trying to see what are the steps to make sure I got a water, see if we can get into the water line and check utility easements. We had a surveyor up there, and when we did the lots, the roads really don't match exactly, so I'm not sure if that needs to be. Basically, if we, just checking on the easements and where the easements would be for the utilities and the setback requirements. The lot does go onto the existing road, the corner, and just trying to figure out where legally I need to work to put the driveway and where to tap in and for the utilities and that kind of thing. So this is my very first approach here to the council and just trying to get the things rolling here for that lot and see if we can't put a little house up there.
Okay, yeah, so as long as you go into the town office and get an application from Nancy and have all your zonings and everything, make sure you're meeting all the zoning requirements.
Okay.
If all the requirements are met and there's no questions about anything, then Nancy can approve it right there, or it can come to council if there's anything that's questionable.
Okay, and that's just going right to Nancy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, super. Thank you, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do I have any more public comment?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry to bring this up, but it's been brought to my attention quite a few times in the last year or more about the ordinances. Now, there's been comments like, if we're not enforcing the ordinances, why do we have the ordinances? And my question to that person is, since you bring that issue up, how do you propose that we solve that problem? Like, I don't know, like the dogs or something like that. How do we enforce the ordinances? And it was suggested that the town should be more aware of what's going on, and then I said, then call the police, and I said, we only have so many deputies for the county. So I don't know exactly how we can enforce these ordinances. I mean, and if we're gonna enforce one, we have to pretty much enforce all of them. So, I asked for like a problem-solving part of it, but I don't know exactly what we can do about them. You know, I have a watchdog go around town and see for violations. I don't know. Or just leave it the way it is right now, people violating and nothing being done about it.
I mean, if people are violating, and it's only the police that enforce.
Yeah.
The citations.
So,
We've tried to
we
see
should
about
call the
doing our own
police.
citations before, and they
Yeah.
said that they would do the citations.
call the police if the dogs aren't licensed, or call them if the ducks are running down the street like they were the other day. And the cat being locked in the shed for all day. I just don't understand. We need to solve a problem when somebody brings it up. Anyway, that's my comment.
Yeah, stuff like that where it relates to the dogs and stuff, the police are, you have to.
Yeah, but I don't feel that it's really necessary to call the police for every little thing. We have to have our priorities. Priorities.
They're the ones who have to give out the citations.
Yeah, but,
We have to call them.
so just keep going the way we are.
I mean, I think.
That was just a
We could
question.
be more
I mean, I've been
diligent.
approached a couple times about it.
About, you know, letting the authorities know and giving them time to come out and write the citations. If we do have like a problem with the dog at large or something like that, you know,
And we have to remember it takes a half an hour for them to get here, at
Right.
least.
We're a big county.
Yeah.
And sometimes the sheriff can't get here for a nuisance item like that. They can't get here at all, right? Sometimes depending on where they are and what they're doing. And we don't have the luxury of a dog catcher if we can't afford one. We don't have.
Well, that was just an example.
Yeah, but
I mean, like the jump cars and the,
yeah,
and,
the list goes on and on.
yeah. Just a question.
I have a comment regarding that.
Okay.
Would it not be possible for the town to write a letter to the people? Like, for instance, your dog is constantly a problem and the authorities will be called, are called, were called, whichever, just to authenticate and be proactive in terms of enforcing?
Yeah,
Just using the dog as the example, I'm sorry?
That's something we could definitely take into
Yeah.
consideration,
See, that's what I meant by problem solving. Instead of just keep going the way we have been going, we need to, like she said, be proactive.
It comes to my mind like a strike board, like 1, 2, 3, and then once there's 3 strikes, it's like, okay, now,
We
because,
get the
yeah,
police
just,
involved.
yeah, or have some kind of identified steps in terms, because when I'm out there, there's definitely certain things and certain, you know, I get approached and it's like, hey, this or that, and I'm just, it's kind of like, I typically don't have, you know, the time, and it's like, but then once it's like a second offense or a third offense, it's like, then I'm kind of like, okay, it is something that needs to be taken care of or something, you know, but I don't know, something in the way of that where it's like, how much concern is it? Is it just that person having a bad time with their neighbor, so they feel like they see me and they're like, hey, well, they're watering on their not right day, and I'm like, okay, are you just upset with your neighbor today, you know, and just kind of let it go. But then it's like, if it's a repeat thing or something, then once there's more emphasis, then it's kind of typically how I feel about things. And not to say that it's right or wrong or whatever, but it's like, perhaps we could set up I don't know.
Like a protocol, I don't mean protocol, but like a list of priority. Well, like you said, 1 violation, 2 violation, that you know.
Right, or complaints. Like if there's only one
Complaints, that.
yeah, there's
Registered. Registered.
Yeah, registered complaint.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like,
which there's
isn't it
complaint forms
already
at the town
our
office.
citizens coming to town office, making a complaint like that too, we got Nancy taken care of. If it's something that's presented instead of just talked about in the street. I
Exactly.
feel like anytime it comes to the office, it gets dealt with to some degree.
Yeah.
So I don't
And there's
really know
complaint
what
forms
more
at the
effort we
office.
would need to do to satisfy that. Because I feel like everyone's heard when they come in.
And that is a lot of times out in the field and out in town, I will listen, and then it's basically like, what I need you to do is come to town office or come to the town meeting. That is my number one response. Like, if this is something that you feel very violated about or whatever it is, like, please come to the meeting. And often it's never comes to light.
Well,
So, yeah.
there's nothing to do about that.
Right.
Carrie?
Yeah, this is Carrie. I would think that one person's argument to another, there could be two different sides to each. So I think in fairness, I agree with that. Come to the council to discuss, because I might feel like, hey, Charlie, you came up and glared at me bad, right? That's my point of view. Really, maybe you're having a bad day, and just those type of things. That's just an example, because everybody has their own, do a little investigating or reviewing too, because it might be that just neighbors not getting along or something, and there's no potential anything with it anyways. It's just two people that don't agree, so coming here.
And actually, that's what happened with Nancy. It wasn't just like fighting with the neighbor. She came to the town council and it got taken care of.
Yeah.
So, without the animosity type,
But I think that animosity comes in, and that's comes into play to call the authorities.
Right.
If it gets like to that point.
Right.
All right, do I have any other public comment? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make
First.
this motion.
All right,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned at 8:20.
Sorry,
This is the lot that's up behind this. Best we could tell, there's a water line. We couldn't get the tank to let us know where there was a sewer. So you're